So there, I've started just a little bit and I'm about to break into the pond, but I don't like that feeling of my boots sinking in and not being sure I can get my feet back out, so I'm being real careful. But you see, I'm casting the muck up to the right and then up to the left, and then making a place where I can, well, ultimately two places where I can safely go. An experiment. Well, when I broke through, the water came rushing in, so now I have a very wet spot with a somewhat drier spot on the path on the left and somewhat drier path on the right. I've begun to separate the muck into pond and garden, maybe. We'll see. I'm going to try in another spot. There's my one Chinampa. I'm not sure why. It's interesting that the water is actually draining. If you can see the cloudiness, it's draining into the pond. Anyway, here's the second one that I've started, and I'm about to break through into the pond, always being careful to not get stuck in that muck. So now I have two Chinampas begun. I can start about two more over there. See, this is the inlet of the pond, and for half a century or more, muck has been coming in here and settling at this end of the pond. Once again, the water's draining out of this area into the pond. Well, certainly I want to put one in between these two, but I think I'll wait until tomorrow and I'll cut some or maybe all of these alders out to experiment with. Hi, Sally. What do you want? Always working as partners, hopefully, not enemies with the pigs. They're helping me, exploring. I know what Sally wants. Well, she wanted to say hi, but she also would like me to take them back to the barn and give them some shell corn. How many big ones do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 or elsewhere. I like to have all 7 of them at least with me when I go. Alright, I think I'll head back to the barn. Since they're not hungry and we're being leisurely about it, Sally decided to stop and take a squat, a wallow in one of the ditches, which completely plugs it up, of course, but when she gets up, it'll start again. Oh, there we've got a double plug. The water's escaping anyway. I've suspected that, well, I sort of playing with the idea with Wayne Frost that if pigs would make their wallows, which they make on a contour, because that way they'll hold water, or apples falling from a tree or whatever, and then just put them end to end, well, then they'll have a, what do they call this, an andena in Spanish, a series of terraces begun. I always try to watch what they graze. This is Molly, and look at what she's grazing on. These plants, when they're young, I don't know them. When they flower, it's easier. I think this is smartweed. I think that she's eating a salad because there's 2 or 3 species in there. But there's stuff she's finding there to eat. They'll graze, or they'll root, or they'll browse. At the moment, she's in a grazing mode. See what Molly's doing. Where the ground's soft, because the ditch is running, is carrying water, she can go along there rooting, and she's going to work that lower breast of the ditch. Well, she has already. She won't continually, but Now I'll come along with the hoe later, maybe right now, after she's done, and hoe it back. But she's going along the ditch because, you know, 6 feet ahead of her and to her left, that ground would be hard, almost like cement, at least on top. Here comes some of the little ones. They're all going to be coming in a minute because they're figuring out, hey, the party's up here now. See the nice work she's done? Working her way right along there. She had enough of that for now. A hoe would be easier for me to now put that back like it is, and I've got a shovel with me at the moment. But I'll put it back to level. Maybe I'll check out if their wallow did any damage while I'm at it.